Have you started now?
Yes, it's recording.
Oh yes, hello. Here we have, in the quarter-final of EQT European Qualifier Tournament, we have the Megalodons versus London Quidditch Club. Winner of this gets a guaranteed Division 1 EQC spot and a top 4 finish, at least at this tournament. Loser will play for a spot in Div 2 and then play for a spot in Div 1 if they win that. So it's quite complicated, but it's all sorted out. Tom Stevens probably going for Quaffle from LQC, and Tom Challoner going from Megalodons. Who's going to get the first one? Money's probably on Stevens, but Tom Challoner is pretty pacey. Goes up, and Stevens beats him not nicely, but just about. Challoner slides off of him, and Stevens straight through, shrugs off 2 tackles, and it's in 10-0 to LQC. Mel loses her bludger from Sartori. LQC have bludger control. Quaffle possession is with Megalodons. Liam Vernon, Bangor alumni, stepping down the pitch. Sam Burkett standing alongside him. 2 chasing on the outside for him. Jacopo is out. Bludger control is turned over to Megalodons. Gavette beating, surprisingly, number 8. Manages to win back control quickly. Challoner out. Mel releases the bludger on Seb, who just makes the pass. And lovely shot by Frankie, straight through the middle-sized hoop. It's 20-0 to LQC. Vernon now with the Quaffle again. I'm interested to see what kind of attacking threat Megalodons can pose. They have posed one this weekend. Not quite against a team the quality of LQC. They did play yesterday with the score being 230-0 to LQC. Meg's obviously hoping for a closer game. Save on Vernon. Tom Challoner misses the kick and it's in Seb's hands. He's immune. He throws it down the pitch to Stevens. Oh, he's beat just after. Lovely clutch play there from Megs, just that fraction too late. Sam Burkett with a lovely beat there. Almost stopping a guaranteed goal. LQC with an interesting formation, not quite the left, right, centre, and keeper you see as normal, but more of a Lizzie Keegan on the left. Stevens and Frankie both central. Considering that Megs have 2 players out wide. Gavette beats in the centre. Sam Burkett speeding in, Francesca Vigilante picking one up. Gavette stalking Francesca Vigilante. Gavette out, Jacopo out there to clean up, and he's beat himself. Control goes over back to Megalodons. Meanwhile, LQC pass it through the hoop to each other. We need a goal for them. Score is 40-0 to LQC. Beta game is reasonably close. It's almost taking them out of the game entirely, meaning LQC's incredible Quaffle line can dominate here. Megalodon's got quite a good amount of players in it. That's all. Not quite 2 hands from Frankie because she grabs the ball, not the player. Gavette trying to get a good grip on the bludger. Yanking Sam Burkett around left, right and centre. Challoner beat. Quaffle turns over to 7 on the halfway line, who throws a lovely pass down to Malpass, catches it and in, bounce, long bounce pass. Sam Burkett beats by Jacopo, Gavette's partner. Exchange of bludgers there, Vigilante beating out Sartori and then Gavette beating out Vigilante. Control now with LQC and Quaffle with Meg scoring 50-0. Meg's attack looking a bit blunt, a bit not much threat going forward. And the defence is being sliced apart by the clinical passes. Beat from Burkett on Jacopo, who manages to beat Vernon, not quite a turnover. And Annabelle Wright dismounted in the tackle. Chandler now being tag teamed and beat out. Malpass now on the pitch. Theobald Evans is on pitch now. And lovely little pop-up from Malpass, but he sensed he was in trouble, which he was as he got beat, and popped off to Theobald and Evans for a goal, 60-0.
Big man Matt Bateman's on.
Matt Bateman, Vice President of QuidditchUK, who will be listening to this commentary. Hopefully he gives us his famous catchphrase of "Good day, mate." Turnover of the Quaffle after a beat on 48 Vernon. I believe it hit the ball and his arm, which is why he didn't realise there was many a beat call made there. Kev Wallace getting the ball on the side of the pitch. Brown is out. Vigilante is bludgerless. No bludgers in Meg's possession currently. And it's a goal for QC, 70-0. High fives all around from Lizzie Keegan and Theobald and Evans.
So I was like, it's nice, but I think the onion marmalade might have given it a bit more like moisture.
Keep picking that up then.
Yeah, Ben's really boring. Anything other than cheese sandwich.
Score is 70-0
Occasionally just.
to LQC.
Yeah, Ben.
5 minutes.
A big
5 minutes have gone here, and the ball goes. Oh! Annabelle put off by the imposing keeper of Theobald and Evans. He managed to catch it down the pitch. Pop off to Malpass in the small hoop. 80-0.
The job is done.
Malpass sprinting off with more intensity than I'm able to do at my peak. Ruben Thompson is now on, famously a boat builder in his job. Let's see if he can help us sail to victory here. I'm here all week. Bateman is beat out, but so is Phil Brown. Is there managed to be a bludger turnover? Matt is beat out, which means blood control remains with LQC. Another goal for LQC in the chaos of the beta play. Passing move again. Bexlow now on for Frankie Kempster, who I don't think has subbed yet, so we're going to see a bit of Bexlow play. We've got Bexlow, Gabby Fitzgerald and Ruben as their chasers. Bateman and Boast. Bateman, who's beat out. Phil Brown manages to beat out Lewis Boast. Bludger control now with LQC. Ruben is out as he tries to pick up the Quaffle. Bludger control switched over due to Mel throwing a bludger back towards her own hoops when she had 2. Goal stopped though during last minute beat from Megs. Score is 90-0. Going time is, and I quote, like 7 minutes. Maybe. Like 7 minutes, maybe. That is officially the game time. I don't know, there might be a fancy graphic on the bottom of the screen here.
Yeah, no.
Am I not? I do expect big things from Bateman. .73 Coles beat Haynes down the pitch to Gemma Cannon, who just can't quite reach it. It was quite a nice place, she was in space. This is a little bit too high distribution from Haynes. There's a press play on. Lovely dodge from Phil Brown, who manages to get out, but the control remains with. Did not claim immunity, unfortunately. Bateman maintaining blood control despite trying to beat an immune chaser. Gabby Fitzgerald popping the ball in during again. LQC beaters aren't always necessarily coming off best, but they're managing to basically take the beaters out of the game entirely, which means LQC again, as I said earlier, can run it through. Domair now on a keeper. Formerly of Bristol, silver at BQC a few years ago. Here we have Tom Stevens walking over to probably check the score or time or something.
No, more time. I don't really
Just checking the time.
confidence.
Apparently he doesn't care about the score. Lovely dodge from Domair. Goal is no good. Ball stays with Haynes. Ruben stalking him. That was the definition of an incorrect yeet from Tom Haynes. He saw the break was on, didn't have anyone in support, and just went for it. A few subs going on for Megs. Phil Brown and Francesca Vigilante. Very strong beat pair for Megs. Are able to match their beat pair, but again, it just leaves the chaser game wide open for LQC, who seem to have an abundance of talented players in their roster, including Dom Air, who just pops it through a hoop from just inside the keeper line. Dom Air, famously one of the best chasers on Mermaids.
A great team. A great team.
Pretty good team. Interesting seeing Govette in the black headband. He's not normally in this. He's normally a chaser, playing a similar role to Malpass. But there might be a lack of. I think they're trying to rotate the beaters a lot more than usual. We're seeing more of them on than regularly. Haynes manages to somehow get through, and it's a goal for Megs. 110 to 10.
Oh, okay. For a moment I thought it was 10-10.
Lovely block from Domet. Ooh, oh, just kind of flicks it into the goal there. Off the, not quite upright, the downright of the hoop. Score is 20 to 10.
13.
10:30.
The game time is 10:30, which is an improvement on the 7 minutes maybe we had earlier.
Shut up.
Haynes now in the middle of the pitch with the quaffle. He looks like he's looking for a pass, and he goes for it. Oh, Haynes, your players are not that tall. Haynes thinking he's got a team of Abdul Morrisons on pitch, but he has not.
He's got the ball. Look at him go.
Domaire. A lot of support from a crowd for Domaire.
Oh, he's still got the ball. He's still got the ball now.
And he is beat out, but Phil Brown is then beat out in the process. Ball turns over to Megs. Control, Bludgers still with LPC. Haynes again with that trademark snap back on. Let's see if he can snap them back into action.
Take what you can get out of it.
Mutual beat there. Sam Burke able to come in. Jacopo, man, it misses. Meaning control will be. Oh, nope, control staying with LQC because there was a mix up. And it's a goal for Megs. Haynes again with the power play. Chasers opening up space for him. And another goal for LQC to match their goal. 130 to 20, 13-2 in colloquial speak. Liam Vernon now on Haynes. He's come on, he scored 2 goals, he's happy to go off now.
Frankie.
I was waiting for you to say something.
Well, yeah, no, it was Teach.
Boast is out. Phil Brown is beat.
That is a lie.
Boast now just trying to stalk. Lovely little sidestep from Burkett. Mutual beat there, Burkett and Gavette. Phil Brown able to get the bludger, probably slightly necessary, but in the favour of Megs there in the time. Gavette retrieving the bludger from off pitch. He's wanting the sub. He's holding it in his broom hand, weirdly. There's a powerful turnover as Megs get the ball. Vernon now down the centre. Quite advanced, probably going to get a warning for arrested. This Jarl started to get pressured. Trying to slow the game right down, stop the hemorrhaging of points. Mutual beat then, again on Burkett and Boast. Bateman beats out Mel, who's attempting to make it. Burkett gets one, manages to beat Marshall.
I've always done every season.
I can see we've still
Swap ball like this into
Pop
other
it in to
arm.
Frankie.
I'm stepping past it,
And
and all of a
Seb
sudden,
gets
he's
the
grabbed my arm. This arm just flops out.
scrap play from Megs and from
But yeah, like,
LQC.
because he complained to me about that at the end. And that is something like, the way you hit me is you hit me properly. And that's, yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like Edinburgh,
trying to get the bludger off Matt Bateman. Finally fighting on.
He's currently the best 14 in the country. When unspeakables don't shit like that, I think it's unspeakable. They just have a habit of shit.
Smith has to be careful of contact there. It's beat. It's turnover now to LQC after a long, prolonged period of play in the centre. Seb. Little fake pass off to Frankie, running into the middle hoop, and it's a goal. Score is 140 to 20 by the scoreboard. Head ref Shemba Lopez brushing his glasses, need to make sure he sees all those dodgy fouls. 15 minutes, I've just been informed. Oh, someone else was informed. Not 50 minutes, 15 minutes. Post and Bateman coming up the pitch together. Seems to be their preferred beat partnership at the moment. Seb with the windmill. Pops off, he does not need help because that goes... And the goal is good. Meanwhile, Climo is... scored! He was... he almost scored before the first goal was given. Seekers are being called now. It's going to be Jess Lee from Megalodons and Teach Jonathan Purvis from LQC. Incredibly good seeker. Quaffle and control, or Quaffle with LQC, control with Megalodons. That's a goal for LQC, and control mains with Megalodons, however, which will be helpful in staving off the seeker attack. Climo running down the pitch, seems he can go all on his own because there's no bludgers at the moment. Tom Challoner manages to pop it off and not quite in time enough, and straight into the hands of the opposition keeper. Much more intensity now from Megalodons than before. Managed to get some goals on the board, which he didn't at the start. Climo helping with that effort. Theo Baldwin Evans now. Very different style keeper to Seb Waters. Incredibly talented at just driving it through and maybe making a last minute distribution. Seb more of a distribution and shooting keeper himself. Always that a beat on Theo Baldwin Evans. Yep, Climo tackled Theo to the floor and there was a stoppage. There's a stoppage in play for an injury. One of the Megalodons players. The score currently stands at 160 to 30 in LQC's favour. Scoring has slowed down somewhat for LQC, but they had so LQC scoring has slowed down somewhat, as I was saying, and Megalodons has speeded up, but I think it's possibly too little too late at this point. 13 goal difference right now is quite a bridge to gap. Or Meg's not play rugby for a different spot.
It's harsh, isn't it? Look at the effort. I do realise two teams go to two different tournaments as well.
Yeah, I think so. We just went into
So a quick update while there's an injury sub. There is another game happening on the other pitch. London Unspeakables versus Velociraptors. Current score is 80 to 40 to Velociraptors. Much closer than people might have expected considering some of London's results yesterday. Player is standing up and is being walked off the pitch by the first aiders. Game shall resume shortly, I imagine. So now we have the problem of following the snitch play and also the quaffle and bludger play. Score reminder is 160-30.
1709.
Just to repeat what the head referee said, the time is 17:09. The time is 16:30. Timeout has been called. You can only call a timeout before 18 minutes, and that was a bit of an anticlimax to starting again.
You know what the injury was? Just a head. Enjoying waffling? 14. I got that one, but do you know what it was?
Megalodons, of course, are Raptors' second team, and looking at the tournament schedule, if there's an upset in the other game on pitch, it could be a Megalodons versus Raptors game for a Division 1 spot, which would be an unexpected matchup in that side of the bracket. If LQC win this, they are in the top 4 and therefore have qualified for EQC Division 1 alongside Werewolves of London, Glasgow, who managed to beat Southampton earlier, and also the winner of the Unspeakables Raptors game. And the rest of the games to decide the last 2 Div 1 spots and the 2 Div 2 spots, with 4 teams not making EQC. Head referee has whistled his whistle, meaning players must return to their brooms, and we are ready to start back up. Take the the hairband off his wrist, because it's not his head, it's his wrist. Brooms up has started. 30 seconds or so till the seeker comes back on. He's fixed the issue and is ready to play. Frankie now on beating for LQC as Tom Chandler runs down the right hand side of their pitch. And that's almost a goal from them. Jim McCallum. Chandler smothered as he gaps the ball, and the ball returns to the safe hands of Theo Baldwin Evans. Very slowly pacing down the pitch. They are not in a rush. They have the lead, 13 hoops up on 160-30. There's no rush for them. Purvis now running across. Jess is now beat, but so is Jonathan Purvis, sieged by his acquaintances. Izzy Keegan now trying to get the ball in the hoop, pops it off to Bexlow. Lovely tackle by Challoner. Only makes her drop the ball. Pibble Evans puts it in and puts in. Very scrappy goal. Whichever's more interesting. Quaffle and Snitch goes away, but now Snitch. Lovely block from Francesco Vigilante, giving control to Megalodons. The lovely catch by Phil Brown as well. Seekers beat out Jessley now defending, and she goes for the catch and nearly gets it. Trying to finish the game for them, giving them a shot at resting for later. Jack Coley now on for LQC. Climo through, and a lovely save from Domer straight into his hands. Control nearly went over to LQC, but there was a beat call not heard. Logic control remains with Megalodons as LQC put another goal in Meg's hoops. The mosh pit of beating in the middle. Just dismounted as she goes to catch. She's sent back to hoops for an apparent indiscretion there. Logic control still with Megs, giving them a huge advantage in the Quaffle game, slowing the game right down for LQC. There's currently no bludgers on the Quaffle game. LQC more focused on the Snitch game and wanting just to end it. Snitch doing pretty well so far. Managed to outlast the attempts of both teams. Bludger flies past us. Scored as London's Bludger being in control. Still main through Megs. And Megs managed to just about regain control as it goes through the arm. Onto his arm. Of the Quidditch Seeker. Beta. And it's another goal for Megs. Winning the score is now 180-40. Fast break here from LQC Domet, and he manages to slightly fluff his lines there as he misses the Ortiz. I think there might be a card coming for LQC CK, possibly for a charging call. It did look almost like charging, I wouldn't be able to say myself. The Seeker for LQC ran into the Seeker, Snitch, which is charging. The Snitch now discussing with referees whether he felt he was impeded. He might not feel it, the Snitch referee did, but obviously the Snitch has to say he felt impeded as well. It is a yellow card for LQC Seeker. Long way around. Stoppage here as Tom Stevens, LQC's captain, discusses with Shamer a card that has already been given and can't actually be turned over. So can't quite see the intentions from him. Oh, we might be discussing a beta issue, which makes more sense because that is actually a relevant call. Seems to be a good-natured game between the two teams. Laughing and joking around each other during the brooms down. It's nice to see. Just waiting for the play to restart now. Score currently standing at 190-40. Much better showing from Megs today than yesterday with a 2-30-0 loss. Scored 4 more goals than yesterday and currently 1 more goal and a catch, and it'll be the same score for LQC. So looking like it'll be a much closer game. And play restarts. Mel will say Frankie is safe. Hutton going to oh no, Hutton is going to catch now. Megs are trying to catch the Snitch. Reset by own goal scored by LQC in order to get their Seeker back on pitch because they want that Snitch. They don't want a minute with him interrupted. The score now 190-50. Sorry, Quebec beat. Round. Didn't think it was beat, but was beat, but accepts the call graciously. Ruben Thompson now on brilliant Seeker, attempting to get that Snitch lock, scrambling for it. Frankie comes in the way of Tom Hutton, who's also trying to get there.
Sam, did you see who scored for me? I didn't, sorry. I think it's no goal. Well, they gave it. Yeah, it was no goal. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Waffle game in terms of the score.
Scored no goal. It was on purpose, but it's still Dom.
Oh, was it to get someone out the box?
Yeah, to get the Seeker out of the mix.
I'm going to rip the shit out of him and give no context.
Ruben Thompson now on, and it's a yeet from Gavette. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Gavette threw the Bludger back on pitch, and the Snitch falls off in an attempted catch. Snitch checking if he's injured, but he's not, just the tail has fallen off. Again, reminder the score is 190-50 in favour of LQC. He's not allowed to advance towards the Snitch. 3-second call made. He just happened to be really, really far away. Normally they're much closer. Or you can still run back to him because that's away from the Snitch.
Yeah.
But he was at the point where he had to return. Ruben almost getting it. It's a fierce Seeker battle right now. Mostly just pride at stake because whoever catches it, LQC is still going to win at this point in the game. And it looks like the Seeker from Megs is alright, need a sub, but
First handicap!
it's a call for first handicap on the Seeker. Ruben is beat, which gives them time to put the snitch onto first handicap. Mizuki can beat out in Meg's half. No goals for a while here. Blood is out of play, meaning it's really only a chase-only defense for a while, but it looks like the Beaters are now back in play on the quaffle, leading the Seekers to their own devices. Going for easy hits when they can, but not really bothering otherwise. Ruben struggling to get near the snitch due to Sam Burkett kind of patrolling it. Justly dismounting the process. Ruben is beat. Safe from Sam Burkett. Immunity, so manages to Liam Vernon knocked over by his own player, returning back to hoops. Theo Bobbin Evans on now is beat. Fortunate roll there as it rolls over to LQC's other player. He's managed to reset. Lovely tackle behind hoops. Quite close to the boundary, but definitely on pitch still. That's a kick and a half from Lewis Post. Not quite sure why, but he has done it anyway. Ruben getting very close. But now is beat, so won't be getting very close for a second or two. Gemma Callum now on full next, trying to catch that snitch. Snitch is down. And it's beat out while he's waiting to come back on. Trebek realising the ball is out of his grasp, there's no point fighting for it against the keeper. So sensibly drops back. Tom Stevens now on. Seeking for LQC. Can he be the one who catches and ends this match? Score is still 190-50. No goals being scored in a fair few minutes. Ball now with LQC as Trevette travels down the pitch. No bludgers. Bit overshot pass to Bexlow, but luckily pass it back to Trevette, who just pops it in. It's a catch from LQC for Tom Stevens. Looked possibly two arms or maybe a charge. It didn't look clear as day, good or bad. So obviously this is what the refs are here for. No pressure, guys.
If you're falling, it's fine. It's whether they hit the ground or not.
If they
Oh, okay. That's a charge then.
on video replay, it seems like he has pushed him over. Obviously, refs cannot consult video footage, so they called the catch good in the end. Final score: 230-50.